Apparently, hobbies are no longer for fun. They're just a means to get money, be competitive, and prove that we're good at it. Right? Wrong. Hey, my name is Angela, and I've been taking ballet for the last year and a bit, and it's put so much joy back in me.
Okay, hey guys, I am going to my first ballet class.
My fourth class and my first women's.
Good day, brethren. It is Sunday. We're off to ballet after 2 weeks of procrastinating. Come, let's go.
I know, shocking news, right? This is different, this is new. Let's see how the back looks, because I haven't seen it myself, but
I know what you're thinking. No, I didn't do ballet as a child, but I've always had such a heart for dance that it was bound to be part of my life at some point. At first, it felt like it was to prove something, but I've realized I enjoy it more when I do it for myself, for my own growth, not another career to prove I'm multi-hyphenate. And best thing also, it doesn't include my phone. So, here's reasons why you need a screen-free hobby. You need somewhere that you don't perform, somewhere that you don't need to be so perfect, no sense of forced productivity. You need somewhere that you're not needed. Our lives are full of service at work, side jobs, hustles, families, friends, and for me, church communities. So this place could be your rest. It could be your recharge, even if it is adrenaline focused. And not everything needs to be monetized. You don't need to exchange whatever for work. Just have pure joy. Your life deserves some flavor. I treat my life like a movie. I don't know about you, but if something as angelic as ballet is so easily accessible in London, why can't it be part of my story? As I said, I'm privileged enough to live in London within commutable distance from a really friendly company that takes ballet seriously, no matter our age. I remember I was watching a YouTube video of this beginner ballet in her late 20s who struggled to even find teachers or studios in her local area that would teach adult ballet seriously. It truly goes to show that it is a privilege to access ballet in London in a way that is serious and in a way where they actually want to teach you and not, look at you like, oh, why are you taking ballet at this age? And finally, you need something that doesn't require opinion. Social media is full of unauthorized opinions and thought processes that we did not ask for. If you have that in all areas of your life, subconsciously, it already is going to be harder to think for yourself. Even by doing something external from your screens, you can reflect on what you do like. And I don't mean, oh, I like painting, oh, I like dancing, oh, I like sports. I mean mannerisms and traits like, oh, I love moving my body in a rhythmic way, or oh, I love a slow activity that keeps my focus in one space. I guess ballet fills all of these quotas for me. I'll never forget my first class in November 2024.
yeah. I zoomed in because ballet is a sport. Hey, ballet is a sport. But I tell you, God, I had the time of my life. I enjoyed that so much. I booked a beginner variation class at London Ballet Classes. Beginner. Begin. Spell beginner. Because what's that, beginner? Yeah, we learnt an entire dance. This is a beginner class. Do you know what? I don't know what I expected. It was like the perfect balance, which I'm so grateful for, because I really did commit this to God. I really did pray to Him. I said to Him in my bed today before I went, I said, Lord, I don't want it to be too easy, but I don't want it to be too hard. I can do what I want, I can do what I love, and also by the grace of God, I'm thankful I have a fit body to do it. Like, I'm not unwell. Like, I'm able to do a sport that I want to do, and I feel like that is such a blessing and something worth being grateful for. It's not just bar work, it's also like the dance thing. So I feel like I wanted to have a perfect balance, because I want to do bar, but I also wanted to have the experience of like the dance element where you can play a character, not only just know the moves, but I feel like once you get the moves down, which is the stage that I'm still at, you can begin to embody the character. I got that first experience today, which I've always wanted, and I just felt so happy. I felt like I was meant to be there. Like, I picked it up pretty quickly. Towards the end I kind of messed up, as you probably saw in the video, but that's fine. But it's definitely propelled me, because earlier I was more so like, oh yeah, I'll just go to one class, and like maybe if I wanted to, I'll just do one more class in December and then we'll figure it out next year. And now I actually want to go next week, because next week they're going to continue with the dance, which I really want to like you know, get into, and I don't want to like leave it too long. But yeah, I just wanted to say, really excited. I'm a ballerina, and I am a very cute ballerina. Like, did you see? I ate. I look so good. I was getting a bit distracted because I was trying to look at Tori the whole time because I don't know what I'm doing. I could possibly know what I'm doing. I have to look at her because ballet is so intricate, and I think that's the hardest part. Form, and I think that was the same thing with gymnastics. Form is always the hardest part. You can get the steps, but if your form is wrong, you're wrong. So even just the way you place your feet, in the way that you jump, in the way that you turn, that is what took me off. And then also balance. When you're turning, balance. You probably saw I was all around like, bro, what's going on here? It was very difficult. But yeah, when I would look at myself in the mirror, because I was at the front, I was like, she's so cute. Like, even though I'm messing up, I look cute. And when I was on the bar, I was like, dude, you know, looking so cute. And I was like, I love my little ballet fit. I can't wait to wear her again. Even this scrunchy little look, it's actually kind of cute. I did it just to get my beads out of my face, but she's kind of cute. I'm gonna add ballet dancer to my title. I'm joking. But maybe, hey. Because once I get into things, I get into them, I'm not gonna lie. But when I get a man, sorry, this is so separate. I don't know why I thought of this, but I was just like, I'm gonna be like a ballet girlfriend. Like, I'm gonna be a ballet girlfriend. Move the ring to the... Anyway, I'm gonna be a ballet girlfriend. A ballet wife. Maybe wife. I don't know if I'm gonna do ballet that long. But anyway, good night. So, I want to interject here because I know that I've basically given you one hobby that I've undertaken that you might actually not want to do. I want to give you options. Not just sports, not just things that require talent, things that require money and motivation, but like all of the above. The point of this video is screen-free hobbies. It's about finding something that fits wherever you are in your life. The point of this is definitely not productivity. It's more so allowing your brain to have a place where it can just be. Period. So we are actually going to start with sports because why not? In the UK, racket sports are absolutely popping. The tennis, the paddle, the badminton, everyone is doing it. If we're talking the feminine aesthetic sports, we've got obviously ballet, like I was saying, but you've got all kinds of dance, you know, you've got the contemporary, you've got the jazz, people are taking up salsa. That's not really feminine, like everyone does that, but I'm just like adding it to the dance, you know, genre. Gymnastics, obviously I am biased because I did that for like 7 years. Figure skating is also something like, I think that is tea. Like I always say, in an alternate life, if I had an alter ego, I would be a professional figure skater because that is an insane skill to have. And then of course, you know, the girlies, they love Pilates. The pink set really wants a pink ball in their hair. Pilates will always be that girl. It's more low intensity. So you have like gymnastics and like figure skating, which is quite high intensity, and then you have Pilates, which is lower. I mean, hey, it's high intensity for some, but it's pretty low in comparison to jumping and flipping in the air and doing a double twist over the vault. If we're talking like other kind of sports, so I would say like more unisex sports, so like the recreational kind of thing, or even like competitive sports, right? There's rock climbing, there's golf, there's hiking, there's martial arts, there's kickboxing, there's swimming, there's roller skating, and there's trampoline. And of course, there's so many more sports, but these are just a few to mention. I think the main thing is that, I think when people think of sports, they think that the benefits is like, oh my gosh, like you get a boost in serotonin, you have these physiological responses that are great and whatever you want to call it. But I think there are benefits beyond that that are usually catered to you. So for example, if you're doing something like gymnastics or rock climbing, there is a level of mental capacity that you need to have to conquer or learn against your fear of heights. Like, you cannot fear heights when you're doing those sports. Just in general, I feel like it will grow your confidence. Like, those sports puts you in just such a high intense moment where you have to say, I'm confident that I'm not gonna die. Things like archery and darts will give you precision and it will give you focus, because those are not like high adrenaline sports. Those are like, I gotta focus, nobody talk to me right now, nobody touch me, nobody come near me, I'm throwing this dart and you want to make sure I don't throw it in your eye, so baby get out of the way. If you're talking contemporary and dance, like they're the same thing, but you know, it's a form of dance. Anyway, those will help with like rhythm, it will help with balance. Those are two things that Angela was not born with, she's learning. That's why I do ballet. Like, I do ballet for many reasons, but one thing Angela needs is rhythm. I don't have rhythm. One day I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna need to have some rhythm on that dance floor. And balance is so key. Why am I falling? Guys, I couldn't do beam to save my life. When I was doing gymnastics, beam was so difficult. I need balance. And you know what, yeah? If you're playing tennis, maybe you just want to wear a cute skirt, and that's also a valid reason too. So, those are sports. There are activities that you will want to do, maybe to just keep your hands busy, as in, instead of doing da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da, you could be doing crocheting. I don't know if that's the hand movement. You can do knitting. You can do sewing. That's hand sewing. Sorry, I'm being really goofy right now. Sewing, knitting, crocheting, baking. Oh, painting, drawing. I don't know what that was. Sketching, drawing, painting, you know. I feel like these are the most low intensity, long-term hobbies. Like, you have to be in it for the long run. You are probably somebody who's process based. Like, you love a good process, you love seeing something from start to finish. You're probably somebody that, you know, enjoys focus. You enjoy having hours just dedicated to one thing alone and allowing your mind to be stimulated by that one thing and not TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, did all at once. And it's just like, slow down. And you're probably somebody that also might enjoy being alone. And of course, there's just something deeply grounding about seeing something go from start to finish and knowing that you did that with your hands. And if you are one of those people who you're like, I don't really want to learn anything that deep, baby, you need a games night. There are games nights, there are presentation nights. Those things have been popping so much recently. I mean, games nights is like an old time winner. Like, you cannot go wrong with that. Presentations nights are like the perfect opportunity to get to know your friends, their minds, what goes on in their minds, if they're crazy, because they could be, and the opportunity to learn how to have a good debate, have a good chat. Because guys, debating is a part of life. Whether you're in corporate, whether you're creative, you need to be able to know how to argue your case, understand your case, even if your case is wrong, even if your case doesn't make any sense, even if you're trying to argue why jollof rice is green and not orange, you need to be able to say, okay, this is why. This is the scientific evidence that makes jollof rice green. I went to a game place recently in London with my friend Esther. It was called Drafts in Stratford, and they have a few in London. It's basically board games. I'm putting you on if you are based here, and having that as a night out, especially on a Saturday or like just towards the end of the week, you're winding down, you're playing a bunch of board games that you used to play when you were a child. There's Ludo, there's Monopoly, there's a bunch of other games I've never heard of, and that is also an opportunity to just, you know, mingle and just have a hobby. If that's not your vibe, guys, 1,000-piece puzzles will never also go out of style. Those people that are buying those 1,000-piece puzzles and they're doing it once, like every night, they're just putting puzzles together. That is discipline. You just don't know it. There's something there. Now we're gonna go into if you don't have no money, which many of us, you know, could be in that position. So if you are on a lower income, things that you can do, reading is a standard. Like, read a book. Everybody should be reading. Get off your phone, read. Get some of your intellect back and read. And it doesn't even have to be a book. Like, guys, people were reading magazines back in the day. Magazine read. Grace Beverly reads a magazine in the morning. Did you see her recent video? Did you not go and watch it? Like, a magazine video, bro. A magazine in the morning. Allowing your head to be in one space, like, you know, how they did back in the day. That's what people are picking up newspapers. You're on your phone, guys. Get off your phone. Get off your phone. So reading a book, something that stimulates you, something that keeps your mind focused on a moment, whether it's fiction, whether it's non-fiction, get your head in something that is interesting you. Reading should not be as painful as it was when you were 7. Like, there was reading requirements in primary, in secondary, and in uni. Like, but you now have the liberty to say, I actually want to read this. So what is it that you're reading? And find something. Like, even if you're finding a middle ground, because I know there's some things that were like, okay, I really want to learn this. Like, for example, I'm reading Emotional Intelligence, and that's a really tough and dense book, and I actually fall asleep when I read it sometimes. I can't lie, because it's so a lot. But if you have like a supplementary fiction book that is also, you know, kind of the opposite, like it's quite a light book, it's something that makes you laugh, something that's fun, something that doesn't feel like you're constantly consuming something heavy, that is a good balance to kind of, you know, hop and skip from. Bring back the days where we used to go to the library, we used to go to the bookstores, and we used to read it in the corner. Get that book, we didn't pay for it, but we've opened it, we started reading all of the chapters. Like, go and do that. Another thing, this is a little bit niche, not for everybody, morning stretches. Guys, ever since, you know, a couple months ago when I've obviously been doing full-time work, my mornings have consisted of trying to get up early and do my morning stretches for about 5 minutes. So this kind of consists of like flexibility. This really helps me with ballet specifically, because when I go to ballet like tomorrow and I know I'm going to be sore because I haven't been for 2 weeks, you go and you're stressed because it's like, I can't move the way I did last week because I've not stretched in the week. But when you keep up a consistent routine of just doing the same kind of leg stretches, back stretches, specifically back, oh my god, you just keep your body in a form of mobility and it keeps it warm. So I do that in the morning because it's slow as well. Like I feel like my mind also just feels a lot more peaceful because I'm a rusher. Like in the morning I'm rushing to go to work, so that usually is the only time I have to actually like do my back stretch my neck, stretch my legs, like all of those things. So I would recommend, if you have time in the morning, it's 5 minutes, or do it before bed. Lay a blanket on your floor, or if you have a mat, great, do that as well, and just stretch. If you are a helper of the planet and the world, you can do voluntary work. So whether you take up on the weekends after work, when you're off work, or just like at random times when there's initiatives going on, whether it's homeless feeds, whether it's helping out with churches, with communities, with community kitchens, all kinds of charity work. There's something beautiful about shifting your focus off of the anxieties and the troubles in your own life and putting it onto something that is worth more of your time at that moment. Honestly, like thinking about somebody else in a more selfless act allows you to minimize your problem, not minimize it in a way that it's not important, but reminds you that there's other things in the world going on. So to conclude, a screen-free hobby isn't necessarily about becoming interesting, that everybody looks at you like, wow, she does this. Like, I know people kind of look at things like ballet and obviously it's a cool thing to do, but like there's so much more to it for me, and that's how it should be for everybody. Like whatever you're doing, yes, it can look cute on the outside and you can take a cute picture, but like, is it doing something for you more than that picture? It should give your nervous system a break. It should give your brain a chance to just slow down and have a single point of focus. So this is your sign that you don't need the perfect hobby. You just need something that works for you. I will see you next time. Mwah!